At just 18 years old, Asa Vermette has already been crowned downhill world champion and won Red Bull Hardline. But his rise to the top was far from overnight. In this video, we are going to show you how a normal kid from Colorado became one of the best downhill riders in the world, just by doing what he loved most. Asa Vermette was born on January 24, 2007, in Durango, a small town in Colorado set against the backdrop of Purgatory Mountain. He was raised in a normal family. His father was a contractor and his mother a nurse. They weren't swimming in money.
My parents were always trying to get me the best bikes when we don't have a bunch of money to spend on bikes and everything. I remember my dad telling me he had like $200 in his account and he bought me knee pads that were like $200.
But he was lucky enough to be born into a family of avid mountain bikers. In fact, Asa Vermette grew up riding bikes with his parents from the very beginning. He learned to balance on a Strider bike at age 3 and was pedaling a real bike by the same age. By kindergarten, he was racing BMX and motocross. "I won every dirt bike race I entered and most every BMX race," he proudly recalls.
Yeah. Well, he better be for riding like 4 days a week, you know?
Classmates were riding bikes on the playground, but Vermette was already a league above, shredding trails and jumps any chance he got. His early years in Durango, a town famous for hosting downhill races since the 1990 World Championships, meant there were always trails and ramps to ride. There were always a bunch of kids around biking, he remembers. Friday nights were BMX races.
Looks like Asa's gonna hold on all the way to the line.
Weekends were spent riding Purgatory Mountain, and Vermette was obsessed with one thing, having fun on his bike. Looking back, Vermette says there was never a dramatic decision to race downhill. It was just what he loved to do. He was just having fun. At age 13, Vermette entered his first organized downhill event, a local series at Purgatory Mountain, and shockingly, he won it. But that wasn't just a win on his local track. Even downhill legend Aaron Gwin noticed it.
It's like, who's that kid? But you always have these guys that go really fast at their local track and you kind of don't think too much of it. But he started showing up at other races and doing the same thing. And it was like, dude, like this guy's legit.
With his family cheering him on, he started traveling to nearby races through 2019 and 2020. That same year, he made his first USA National Championships race at Winter Park and won in his age group. These national results and local wins made it clear. Even as a teen, Vermette could beat riders years older than him. But in true humble fashion, he never seemed fazed. He just went on having fun and getting faster. His incredible performances as a kid didn't stop there. At the Fox US Open in 2022, when he was 15 years old, he landed on the podium behind only Dakota Norton and Lucas Shaw, treated it like another good day out riding. These early feats, winning nearly every local race he entered, were impressive, but nothing compared to what Vermette would achieve in the next few years. Once Vermette turned 17, he was eligible to race the full UCI World Cup Series as a junior. Just 6 weeks before his debut in the Junior Downhill World Cup, during the finals of a race at Windrock Bike Park, Asa crashed and broke his hip. The worst thing possible happened.
The doctor said he'd broke his hip and it was going to be an 8 to 12 week recovery. And you could tell him doing the math in his head like, oh no, Fort William's 6 weeks away. Like that doesn't add up.
This is the man they're all talking about, Asa Vermette.
I think he just got back on the bike like a week or two ago.
Asa Vermette crosses it and immediately takes control of the junior downhill ranks.
Now Asa just had to wait. Then this happened.
Parker crosses the line in 3rd place, but Asa Vermette takes his first UCI Downhill World Cup victory.
He wasted no time making history. In 2024, Vermette dominated the Junior Downhill World Cup. He took first-place podiums in multiple rounds, winning at Fort William, Bielsko-Biała, and Leger, and finished second at Val di Sole. Season-long consistency is key in the World Cup. Vermette collected 3 wins in the first 5 races. At Worlds in Andorra, he delivered a controlled, fearless finals run, overtaking the French leader to become junior world champion. Vermette called the victory unreal, especially after growing up watching riders like Goldstone, who he says represented the top of what you could do in the sport. He didn't know it yet, but one of his idols, Jackson Goldstone, would soon become his biggest rival. Becoming junior world champion at 17 announced Vermette as a rising force on the global stage. His World Cup season was so good that earned him a Red Bull sponsorship.
You need that. Welcome to the family.
Despite recovering from a broken hip earlier in the year, Vermette entered Red Bull Hardline Tasmania in February 2025 as the rookie and instantly shocked everyone. On one of the gnarliest tracks in the world, he set the fastest time in qualifying. In the finals, he dropped last, chasing the time of defending champion Jackson Goldstone. Vermette pushed beyond the limit. He was flying, but his run was far from perfect.
Super quick, gets wayward off that drop.
Is he going to do it?
No.
Goes outside.
I don't think he
Oh, no.
Towards the end, Asa missed a secret line that cost him a lot of time compared to Goldstone. He was the youngest rider ever to compete at Red Bull Hardline. Even if he didn't win, he learned a lot. Getting so close to the win made him hungry for redemption. Just 5 months later, Vermette returned for Hardline Wales. Goldstone decided to sit this one out to focus on the downhill World Cup season, and the American had one last chance to break Goldstone's record as Hardline's youngest winner. It was all or nothing. Asa is the last man on the hill. The pressure is unreal.
And look how calculated and smooth he is. Hard to tell how fast he's going.
First split, not fast enough. But then, something clicks. He goes full throttle. Every jump, every turn, every drop, perfect.
Charging down to the last split, up by 1.7!
At just 18 years and 184 days old, Asa Vermette crosses the line and smashes Ronan's time.
Down the line! Look at the time!
He's done it. The youngest Red Bull Hardline winner in history. This victory cemented Vermette as not just a fast junior, but one of the best extreme downhill racers in the world. Between hardline races, Vermette continued his World Cup Junior campaign with consistency and speed. He earned multiple podiums, including wins at Lenzerheide and Mont Sainte-Anne, and second places at Lake Placid and Pala Rinsel. In the final race of the season at Mont Sainte-Anne, on race day, he delivered another perfect performance. He didn't just win the junior event, he beat even Goldstone's winning time in the elites. By the end of 2025, Vermette had proven he could win on every type of track. He also became U.S. national champion in the pro category, beating full-time adult racers, and even won a pro enduro national title during the previous year. He is definitely really fast, but as his team manager Nico Mullally says, Asa isn't the wisest rider. Often he takes unnecessary risks.
Sometimes he will take a big risk in practice when he doesn't really need to.
But as Vermette always says, he's just doing it for the fun of it. A clear example being the backflip during his quali run at Lenzerheide. With a full junior career behind him, Vermette now steps into the elite division. In 2026, he'll line up in the World Cup against the biggest names in downhill, riders he's already trained and raced alongside, including Jackson Goldstone and Loïc Bruni. After pushing the limit at hardline and proving his speed across the World Cup, it's clear Asa is already ready for the elite level. A new North American rivalry is about to begin. Write your predictions for the 2026 World Cup season in the comments. Scientists confirm that subscribing to LEMTB Studios reduces the chances of a flat on your next ride. So, if you enjoyed the video, subscribe.